Well, if you've seen ads on television from Sprint and Verizon, Sprint has a service called the Sprint Music Store that actually was built and operated by Groove Mobile. So you have a song that you'd like to listen to on your cell phone, you push the button, you pay 99 cents, it's delivered onto your telephone. It's kind of like turning your cell phone into an iPod, be sort of the simple version of it. And it worked very well. It's a service business. We ran it for a variety of the different cell phone carriers around the world. Groove Mobile was started in the bubble years of the internet, so back in 2000, as a university spin out for developing technology for compressing audio signals in such a way that they could be played back as music. And it actually applied itself and evolved to becoming a music service, an actual music service that was delivered from big data centers right here in Boston, close to Fenway Park, where there are millions of songs. Think of it as a jukebox in the sky. So options for entrepreneurs in the music industry, they were huge. There are many opportunities. I'm actually an investor in 3 music industry startups that have attracted capital, both mine and other people's, and there are many opportunities. Just give you the sort of 3 examples. Muse Research, I'm on the board of directors and an investor in it. It's a company in Menlo Park, California, started by musicians for providing computers that do sound modification software for live stage acts. They're used by thousands of all of the top bands and built by a group of engineers and musicians in Silicon Valley that literally allow a performing musician who's recorded in the studio to take those sounds that they've created and all those modifications, download them onto the computer so that when they go on stage, it sounds like they're performing the album. And every band pretty much uses it. Entrepreneurial company started by these guys in California has turned into a multi-million-dollar business. Nimbit, which is based in Framingham, Massachusetts, I'm an investor in that as well, started by 2 Berkeley College grads who wanted to help independent musicians with a lot of the business tools that they need, have been building a business, venture capital financed, to allow musicians to be successful, and they get a little piece of that. The third one, which I helped advise, recently raised venture capital, is a tech spin out from MIT's Media Lab called the Echo Nest. Really powerful technology that allows for recommendations that are made in the digital world about songs that you would like. What's interesting about the Echo Nest is the technology has actually been perfected in such a way that the computer systems analyze the song files to figure out those characteristics that might be interesting to you and matches that with things that are said online about these various bands, so that actually in a very automated way it can produce results to say you might like this type of music. And they recently got a big round of venture capital funding from some of the Massachusetts-based VC firms. So I've had a real interest in investing in these businesses. Hopefully we'll make some money someday, and also having run one for the last couple of years. And so there are many, many opportunities for entrepreneurs in the music business beyond the conventional performing musicians. Well, students interested in going into musical entrepreneurship, there are probably 2 choices. One is get a job working for some business where you're going to learn something related to it, or if you're willing to jump in, and our society supports people at all ages jumping in, and there are a lot of famous college students right out of Northeastern got into the music business, right? The whole file sharing started here. So that became a very good-sized business and changed the industry forever. So there is an argument to be made for doing it right out of school. If I were doing it today, there were 2 interesting conversations I had recently. One is a number of us were over at Berkeley. We had an opportunity to meet Jimmy Buffett. Very successful businessman first. He's known as a musician, but incredibly successful businessman. Had a chance to ask him a question. I said, well, if you were doing something new today, what would you do? He said, start a record label. But probably not a record label in the traditional fashion. So I think that that's an area, in this digital record label. And what does that look like exactly? I don't know. But there's some opportunities, and some smart people have said that. The other area that I came out of with Groove Mobile, we sold Groove Mobile to a company that was interested in exploiting certain aspects of that business. There were a lot of untapped opportunities in the mobile space for companies to start businesses. Just probably leave it at that to say that I've probably seen half dozen or dozen opportunities in the mobile space. I mean, if you think about a technology that's gone from, a few million people had them, there were 1 billion cell phones sold last year. 30% of those are capable of playing music today. So there's a huge opportunity in the mobile space.